right. So, let's begin. Where did we leave off? I think we were retopologizing the arm. That looks done. All right. The tail is what we were last doing. And we still have a little bit more to finish up on the tail. Okay. That's where we'll begin. And then we'll work on the body, go from there. But also, good morning, everyone. Hello, happy Monday. It is already. Please we're back to Monday so soon. Hello, Adi0989. Welcome. Hello, hello. Hey there, Chava. Good morning. Welcome back. Happy Monday. Good to see you. Hope you're having a good start to your day. Maybe I'll merge these two right here. How can I earn by doing Blender? As in make a living? Or how to learn Blender? You can certainly make a living doing Blender. For sure. I do VR chat avatar commissions full time. That's kind of my main dealio right now. You're sick! Not allowed. Not allowed. Just tell your immune system, you can't do this to me. And there you go. And then you'll be done. It's that easy. If only. How do I sell my models? I usually do commissions for individuals, so I don't have too many products. But the products I do have, I sell through Gumroad. That's my main. That's pretty much the main VR chat store, besides Booth. And I also sell on Booth as well. There's quite a few websites. But Booth, Gumroad, trying to think of the other ones. Booth and Gumroad. Oh wait, these are attached. Excuse me. I usually charge around $1,000 for an avatar. So, so for this guy above, it'd be roughly in that ballpark. A little different for this character since we got some additional features and stuff. But it's a good market if you got the skills to work in it. Certainly, there's a lot of interest from people, and I think that will just continue to be the case as VR gets bigger and bigger. Yeah, I've learned everything I know from YouTube. So everything I know, I just learned from studying YouTube and then trying to do it myself. I did know a little bit of Unity beforehand, so I did have that going for me. Because from one of my previous jobs, learned it for that. That looks good. I'm gonna sit down. Is every avatar you make $1,000, or is it more about the project, what you made? Um, Usually they're around that because it's $1,000 for a full piece, full from scratch PC avatar. So, um, and I don't charge as much as some other artists in this space. So there's more. Uh, I may give myself another raise at some point. um, but I'm not an engineer. I'm not an engineer. I just learned this because I liked doing concept art and painting, and I ended up learning a lot of Blender for that, um, and just kind of stuck with it. Though compared to drawing and painting, working in Blender is a lot more like engineering than any of the other um, things I just said. Hello, gamer. Welcome. Nice, bro. You have a great skill. Thank you, Addy. I appreciate that. But yeah, I'm looking to come out with a tutorial for how to do what I do, probably in the next month. I'd really like to get it done for the end of February. So keep an eye out for that if you're interested in learning this process. It'll more go over the process of how to make avatars. It'll be less about how to use Blender. Um, I am on YouTube. Yeah, so I'm multi-streaming right now. So on YouTube, Twitch, X, and Kick. But yeah, all my lives are on YouTube. All my yeah, so multi-stream. Yeah. Hello, hey there, gamer headshot. Welcome. How's the day going? It's off to a good start. Hello, hello. Hoping a good one. Um, your own tutorial. What's your channel name? Give me. It's the same. So it's all Sam Detter on all of them, which is my name. Oh, there's a little gap here. See that at all? We're gonna make a circle of. We'll do 16. Well, shrink it. Yeah, 16 should be good. Put it right there. Right about there. Then delete that. Well, no, let me first extrude it first. So put it right there, then fill it out, then fill it in. There we go. But yeah, I love doing this work. It's a joy to do this every day or every week. I'm not doing it quite every day. Maybe we'll get to that point once I get really busy, but interesting. How to close all of this up? Do another. You definitely want to close these two like this. That just makes sense. So we'll do that. Then we'll try to space these a little bit nicer. Okay with it. Hello, Andiash Pratap Singh. Welcome. I was texting you from Kick. Well, welcome. Hello. But yeah, there's tons of opportunity in online for work, but it's not necessarily an easy route. Uh, it's difficult to make a living here, but it is possible. Um, First model that I made in Blender. I don't think I even know the very first one. I got laundry detergent on my hands. Um, One second. But the first Avatar commission I made was a tripod from War of the Worlds. If you're familiar with that, Tom Cruise. Um, it's a fun movie. That was the first Avatar I made. Um, Shout out to Windfall for commissioning me. This is a little tougher. I think we'll do one more cut right there. Um, but I did a lot of just small experiments. My initial goal learning Blender was again to learn concept art. Was like my initial starting point. Um, and it was great because I just ended up doing a lot of small things to start with, and that's really what I'd recommend anyone else doing. Just a lot of small goals, build up your knowledge without hurting or killing yourself to learn it all. Um, and then, as long as you can just be consistent with putting in the time, you're going to get there. How much time do I think it would take? Uh, I would say at least it really depends because if you try to target um, a there are very specialized roles you could target. So if your goal is just to get into the industry like any job, what I'd recommend is like targeting one specific thing. You're like, hey, I want to work in the animation industry. I'm just going to focus on learning rigging, or I'm just going to get really good at materials. And that would be kind of a more straightforward way to approach it because those roles are very needed. So if you targeted something that companies clearly need more of and need a lot of, then I think you could get in the industry a lot quicker. To learn it though, it'll probably take you at least a year to really learn a role, like full-time learning. Um, is what I'd say. Yeah, if you're learning it like full-time, um, you could probably cut it down to about a year. But generally, it's going to take you like maybe 1 to 3 years. Um, Really, you would want to uh, kind of involve yourself in some sort of community. Um, there's the Blender Artists Forum, which is really good, where you can just kind of share your progress. People do this thing where they share their like sketchbooks, so which is a great way to make yourself consistent. Just like draw or make Blender art and share it very regularly in like a forum. Um, is a good way to do it. In fact, maybe I'll do that for my Discord. Actually, I might make a sketchbook place. Hey, Subby TTV cheered 1 bit. Thank you, Subby. Welcome to the stream. Finally got a chance to watch and support you. Well, I appreciate you coming by, and thank you again for the bit. If you want a rigging artist, what is good for your portfolio? Um, it's a little different than a lot of other portfolios because you're not necessarily showing off like your uh, uh, art necessarily. Like a lot of portfolios are built around showing off your artwork. Uh, you would want to show off a complicated rig, like let's say a dragon with a bunch of wing controls and stuff like that. But if you go to ArtStation, um, load it up here because sometimes there's tibbies on ArtStation. They rigging. But if you just search rigging here, um, let's say, oh, that's not rigging. That's character art. First time rigging. I think you could find like here's a good one. Like as long as you search around and um show like I would definitely just recommend looking through um, Station because this is where people get hired on ArtStation. Hello, Namers. Good morning. Welcome to the stream. Um, and like this is a good way to show see what people are doing and learn it. I don't think your models necessarily need to be super good. It needs to just show your understanding of like uh, what it's good like because you can see that um, like this guy's probably has a great portfolio to reference. And it's really cool. I actually really love how these look. Anyway, ArtStation. If you want to see what it takes to get hired, definitely look at ArtStation because if you set your sights on like one of the top tier artists, even if you never end up being as good as them, or you'll be good in your own way, I should say, um, you will still get hired because you're heading in that direction. You're heading in that hireable direction. Do I want to hear a joke? Yeah, go for it. I always there's a lot of people like Dave Raposa was very inspiring to me. Um, and like usually whatever direction you set out to start with. Oh, I made a website for orphans. It doesn't have a home page. Ouch. Painful. That's funny though. um, anyway, yeah. If you have more questions about portfolio and getting hired and stuff, definitely let me know. Um, and you just started Blender recently. I mean, hey, that's the most exciting time. A lot of fun stuff to learn. One more. Titanic say when it's saying, "I'm nominating all passengers for the Ice Bucket Challenge," the permanent Ice Bucket Challenge. There we go. We're just trying to get this spacing really good. Well, I hope everyone had a good weekend, though. I definitely did not get as much sleep as I should have, but it was a fun weekend. Where am I from? I'm from California, and I currently live in Texas, so the United States. United States. Um, but in the Texas area right now. Um, I keep entertaining the idea of like if the stream gets consistent enough that and the work gets consistent enough, I'll like just go and travel endlessly. We'll see how that goes, but that's kind of my hope at some level. Love to go see a bunch of Europe soon. Definitely during this year too. It's probably the best year to be outside the USA. I'm from India, by the way. Well, heck yeah. What area of India? There we go. Okay, that's much better. That spacing is way nicer on the bottom. Love it. I love it. From the northern part, okay. Towards the Himalayas? Or maybe that's not. Yeah, I mean, the mountain ranges there. Well, if you're interested in learning Blender, I think there's a pretty active community of Blender users in India. Um, I don't know where they'd be located, but I know that there's a lot of people online from India that are learning Blender. What is my age? I am 32. So old. Very old. Basically dead. And I'll close that. Yeah, that's what I'm doing on the other side, I think. Yeah. Let me look at that. And this one I closed off this edge with this one. And then we close it here. Da, 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 da. Gets a little messy in this spot right here. But, boom. Heck, why did I set it up like this? This is weird. This is really weird in here. Be much better if it was like this. Are you testing making it for the past 18 hours? No, no. I just started about 40 minutes ago now, or 20 minutes ago. I'll be here all day though. I will be here all day. Sort of. I do take a lunch break, but usually I stream for about 8 hours. Let me go pee? No, no, you're not allowed. Not allowed. You think you can pee? Oh, I think I need to redo all these little bridging sections. Does not look nice. Does not look good. So I think we'll edit these because these corners are just abysmal right here. This looks so odd. Okay, so delete those. How are we going to close this? I think what we do is we for sure move up these edges into the corner like that. That. Then we can close it here, which makes a nice little loop. I like that for sure. Well, maybe more like this. Okay, I like that. All right, and then it's just a loop like this. A little complicated, but we get to keep the corner. We get to keep the corner. That's important. You don't think that in the upcoming time AI could be done in Blender? Um, I think that it's kind of a universal concern because by the time Blender, if and when, or I should say when AI is good enough to work in Blender, then it's pretty much doing everything else too. So I kind of don't indulge that fear because there's nowhere to go that won't be affected. There's nowhere you can go that won't be touched by AI in some ways. So I think more a matter of just sticking with what you love and doing your best to ride out the storm. Yeah, I think, and it will change everything. I could indulge. I definitely rant about AI quite frequently in my stream, so I will spare my my usual chatters from my usual rant. um, boom, boom. Yeah, or actually, this merge it there. And if I just could connect it one over. I have my PC specs. I have a 1060. Close that right there. Got a 1060 and a 32 gigs of RAM. Um, what else? Yeah, we'll close it up. All right, that's the template. That is the template right there. It's pretty decent. I feel that I'm in need of an upgrade though, because a lot of times when I get to certain parts of working on an avatar, it definitely starts slowing down. I'm going to take a screenshot of this so I can remember how I did that. And we're going to repeat the same stuff on the side. Excuse me. Hello, old man Flash. Welcome. Don't need much for basics in Blender, but we'll need more grunt as complexity increases. Yes, yeah. I think, especially while streaming, because I'm doing everything on one computer, um, it can get a little slow. It can get, especially when I use Substance Painter for texturing and stuff, because that just eats at my graphics card. Then the stream's eating at my graphics card. Everything wants a piece of my graphics card, and that gets slow. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, and these should be closed. Like this. Boom. And that. This and that. Do a lot of environment stuff, so RAM got to be a big issue myself. Yeah, I'm overdue for an upgrade. I got this computer about 4 to 5 years ago now, and it's done its job well. But I'm feeling it with all the stuff I want to be doing. It's feeling run down. Though I should name my. I think I did name my computer Denovo. That's my computer's name. Does anyone name their computer like Betsy or something? Jimbo. I went from 1080 Ti to 4090 so that 1080 got its work put in. Good. I mean, yeah, back when just hits me with nostalgia back when the 1080 was the primo graphics card. Device naming processor AMD Radeon 4 gigabytes RAM. Wow. 64 well on top of shit. That is definitely a cheaper laptop. But you make with what you have available. That is the one truth of make use of the resources around you. One truth of art. I can still run Blender. Good. My PC's name is Calavera. Oh, charming. That sounds spicy. Spicy. What's spicy? Bum, 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 bum. Then here, like this. We got this little guy. There we go. Okay. Only one more. Nice. That went pretty quick. And it's just gonna look a lot better on these corners. Bam. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. There we go. And we're done. Okay. Model's looking good though. Reminds me of Digimon for some reason. It's got that vibe. It's got that classic 90s mecha feel, which I'm a big fan of, being from the 90s myself. Am I from the 90s though? Hard to say. More of a 2000s kid, I guess. But I like the 90s aesthetic better. And kid is a generous phrase. Yeah, my if you all haven't seen a VR chat, definitely recommend checking it out. That's what I mainly do work in. Big fan of VR, virtual reality, all that jazz. And if you all have not seen it yet, it's the best. Hello, Arctic. Good morning. Happy Monday. Got an option to buy a PC or an iPad. I chose iPad, and I am regretting. There's some cool stuff you can do with an iPad if you're looking to make things. I'll just write these out. Laura, Wind Serpents, welcome. Good morning. I'm gonna write these out, but definitely check out Nomad Sculpt, Adi, Nomad Sculpt, and yeah, that's probably good. But you can do sculpting and stuff on an iPad. You may need to get a pen for it, but ahoy, Era. Good morning. Welcome. We're continuing our work on Dragon Mech. It's dragging along. You've got a pen? Nice. Then you are in a good spot to take advantage of Nomad Sculpt. It's a great program. I've used it a few times. It's definitely not going to be my main tool that I use because I love Blender so much. But if I had just an iPad, it is what I'd be using. It's like 20, 40 bucks or something. Been watching some baking tutorials. My brain is boiling over at the moment. You look and suddenly there's 20 new nodes on screen. Is there a Windows version? The new laptop folds up and can be used like a tablet. I believe so. I believe that there is a Windows version. I think. I believe someone mentioned that to me, but I have not verified it. Um, yeah, because that would also be worth it for sure. And yeah, I think personally, I would prefer a Windows tablet over an iPad because you could get Blender on your Windows tablet. Um, so when I've been looking at like doing work lately, like, oh, I'm gonna go out to a cafe and maybe just sit and draw for a little bit. I just always go, wish I had a Windows tablet so I could use Blender. There we go. What do you think? MacBook is good or a gaming laptop for Blender? Definitely a gaming laptop. Um, if it comes down to Windows or Mac, I think that Windows has more options. Oh, my internet's dying. Maybe. Okay. Well, if my internet's getting slow, um, seems to be good for now. Personally, I prefer Windows for. This is just my personal preference. People make a lot of great work on Macs, so not knocking it, but if I had to choose between the two, I would take um, not a Mac. Though, with that Apple Vision, it's a little more tempting. Looks like no, but there is an Android version. BlueStacks might be an option. Gotcha, gotcha. But if you do have a Windows tablet, then I would just say no need for Nomad Sculpt and just go straight for Blender. Actually, let me double check. So, because a Windows tablet is just Windows, right? Just normal Windows. Well, maybe not. It is just the normal Windows operating system. Apple is an appliance. Windows is a machine. So that's the way a good way of looking at it. But yeah, I think I'm very intrigued. A lot of people, a lot of normies, quotation marks there. A lot of people have been talking to me since they know I'm into VR about the Apple Vision Pro, and the general reaction from like most non-tech people seems to be they're very much excited about it, which I was a little surprised by. But it makes sense. It is Apple, so but that's a very good thing. It's a very good thing. Like, we want more people interested in VR. Hello, hello. The shave is giving. I'm a fresh baby boy. I'm coming to YouTube, watch a stream. Okay, my name is Adyanj. Okay, sounds good, Ad. Yeah, I opted for a gaming laptop over Apple Asus ROG Flow X16. ROG Flow. It's very similar to the pirate version, the Grog Flow. I had no idea you also streamed on Kick. Yeah, I do. The multi-stream. Kick generally isn't the most popular uh, stream of my multi-streams, but it's good to get activity from it. Yeah, and welcome back, Adyash. Apple folk are always convinced Apple did it first, when in reality Apple isn't innovative, just popular. I mean, it's true. Like someone, like Apple's always credited with like, oh, the App Store was like a groundbreaking moment, but they initially, Steve Jobs famously didn't want the App Store. um, so it's just funny how things change in consensus. But once they realized it was worth doing, they went all in. It's on Twitch before, but I had found you on YouTube first. Okay, heck yeah. Well, I may not. I felt like you were coming back, but I did. You have a different name on Twitch? Oops. Shift tab. Bam. 6. Gotcha. Gotcha. Is it windy out? No. Maybe. The wind. Just the wind is my only guess. Seem to be a good mood. I mean, you always are. Who am I kidding, lol? If I'm in a bad mood, usually I won't stream. And if I'm in a bad mood, it means I slept. Wind yacht. Gotcha. Gotcha. I always think windy out because there's uh, a lot of furries that come by the stream. I was just thinking like coyote, windy out, wind yacht. Oops. This should connect. It's not connected. Space. Oh, I see it. Selecting that edge there too. But windy or whatever doesn't really matter much. Gotcha, gotcha. It is like coyote. It's fine. Okay. Coyote. Coyote. So I was heading in the right direction. Okay, perfect. Feel better. Brain working correctly. Bam. It would be nice to have this bevel. So I think we'll delete this edge. Move this over. And we'll just bam, bam. The southern pronunciation, I suppose, the southern accent is accenting. Coyote. That's how, yeah, I've only ever heard it that way. Yeah, coyote even in California. Bam, bam. I saw one the other day, actually. That cursor. There we go. Tail is done. Look at that. That looks beautiful. What is my current salary? What Apple product can you buy? Apple juice. I wish I could afford a Vision Pro, but I'm like, that's a very significant chunk of money. Yeah, there's no way I can drop money on that, but it is interesting to see all the streamers who can. I will vicariously live through all the streamers. Good. And just hope that the next main VR headset also has cool features like eye tracking, which they should have many years ago. I think the Quest Meta really dropped the ball when it came to face tracking. Okay, Retopo tail is done. So let's hide the tail and let's look at the body now. All right. So this piece here will be its own thing. These, I'd rather put them with the leg. We kind of got this chassis here. This We'll also go with the arms. Arms, upper. And I guess this is what's left over and what we'll be remeshing. Point 6. And I'll actually add a mirror at the very top. That way we close up this gap in here. And you can also close up the gap here. And here. Whoa, that's cool. Dope. It's gonna be interesting because the neck's just gonna kind of sit. Should I combine the body and the neck, or should the neck be separate? I feel like the neck should be separate. Suppose it makes sense to swap for channel points. Yes, I do need to think about my redeems soon. I think maybe what I'll do is each stream I will. This off center. What's going on here? This is off center. They're all off center. There we go. Yeah, everything's gonna shift into the side. Just very slightly. At least just those pieces. All right. Also for audio equalizer. Oh, yeah, let me know if my audio's. Detailed step by guys, how to fix a Mac. Take Mac to Apple Store. Did it fix it? No, then proceed to step 2. Step 2, buy a new Mac. Try your account. Quietly weep. It's true. Yeah, I think I used Macs for a while. No longer. No longer. No longer. We're just closing up gaps on this, and then we'll be moving on to the next step. What time do you stream, bro? I'm here Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. So pretty much the whole day. I take a break for lunch, but I'll be on for pretty much the next 6 to 8 hours. Oh, I wanted the top face here. Or do I though? I think I want. Yeah, we'll leave that alone. Let's get a little messy in there. Just want to close up this gap, I think. And I will go with a little edge. works pretty well. Okay. Chrome or Microsoft Edge? Definitely Microsoft. Chrome's not going to give you, you're not going to be able to do a lot of things on a Chrome book that you would be able to do on a Windows. Chrome is like Kindle, basically. Use Edge. Perfect. Okay, I think this is what we'll retopo next. This one's going to be challenging. It's going to be very challenging, especially these little tubes. Maybe I'll do the tubes separately because they just kind of sit. It'd be really awkward to make that. And even this one probably be a separate piece. Interesting. Yeah. Okay, so this is what we're going to shoot for. And we will make a new collection here, which we will call HP Torso. We're going to move all these into the torso section so that I have isolated this view. I'll be right back. Be right back. Just want to step around the rest really quick. All right, I'm back. I'm back. Gumroad is a site to sell products on, like Etsy or Amazon, something like that. Usually, it's more focused for like smaller creators like myself. Um, but excuse me. Yeah, basically, you can kind of list products and sell them. So I usually give away some free things, and then I have some items that I sell. And I'll be coming out with my course will be listed on there, and a lot of the stuff. Let's actually start with a circle of 16. And we're going to move that up. Let's get that centered on our thingamajig right here. There we go. Perfect. Okay. we will cut that back right about there. Okay. All right, so that's a good starting point. Now, time to figure out how to close it up. Close it all up. Maybe I should have done a circle of 32. I can always bevel this edge. I don't know. Decisions. I think it'll bake nicely. I hope so. Boom. All right. Yeah, we'll go with that for now. Then we have to kind of cut away at what we've made. Do any job? This is my job. And this is one of my commissions that I'm working on right now. And then we'll take this little chunk. I'm going to int and delete this vertex. Actually, all these little interior ones. And then we'll actually delete the whole half right here. If I can do, I charge about $1,000 an avatar, and I usually get anywhere between 3 to 4 done a month. So maybe 36,000 a year at the moment. And that's just from my commissions. Hoping to make my products, as I've said a few times, to give me a little bit more money. But yeah, 36 to 40, somewhere around there, if I'm doing well. Do I ever do custom animations for commissioned avatars? Yes, I've done a few for making like there was like a cheer, and then a little dance one. I've done a and then a lot of the toggles are technically animations, and according to Unity, that's like the format that they're in. But in terms of like making a character move, maybe just once or twice. Sometimes I'll have like a custom walk cycle for a character, and that will be a little bit more challenging. I don't do a lot of animation, but it is fun when I do it. Use VRC Fury for things like toggles makes it brainless. Yeah, I need to actually look a little bit more into that. I've used a lot of use VRC Fury for some other features, but it's time to investigate it a little bit more thoroughly. Because I usually prefer to have all my toggles in a blend tree, a direct blend tree. Very useful because it's a little faster than the normal animator setup. But I don't know if VRC Fury does that as well. Most likely they do, because they seem to be a smart bunch, whoever's putting that add-on together. It's good to have the skills, do all the things manually for sure, though. It can help, but I definitely know for sure that for things like weapons now, it's just like I'm just gonna buy an asset from someone that made a cool weapon or sword. Like for this character, Zin right here, we have like an axe, and it's like I could make a bunch of custom toggles for axes. There's no way I'm gonna do it though, because it's painful to work with the avatar dynamics. It's really painful. I don't like it at all. Um, it does not feel good. I yeah, I have some complaints about the whole avatar dynamics just in and of itself. All right, that looks quite good. Excuse me. And I think we'll bevel this edge as well. I could mark it sharp. I think just a little bevel goes a long way. Getting those normals looking fantastic. Beautiful. Not satisfied with 40K a year. I think it's good right now, but I don't think anyone would ever complain about making money. I would like to make more money for sure. Um, and I think it's possible. I think I just will need to focus on. Let me put it to you this way: there are people in the VR chat community making more than 40K a year, making probably six figures a year, making avatars, and I think that I could get there eventually if I really push it. And not only that, but I think the just the whole space of Blender, this kind of work, it's like you can get to six figures a year. Um, just a challenge. Challenge. It's possible. I would rather try to get there than not. I've got to at least give it the old college try. But I have some other thoughts too. It's like, you know, I love streaming. I'm really starting to like streaming a lot more. And I'd love to take what I do here and like um with VR and like see if I can adapt that to streaming a little bit better. I really love the thought of making like some sort of D&D or role playing campaign in VR that like stream could come by and like do stuff with. We could like bring people into VR while I'm streaming, or I don't know. I have some thoughts on that. Um, really just kind of toying with the idea right now. I have some other projects to finish first, but I'd love to have like a world that I'm like working in while I'm doing this stuff. Like I'm working and making things in, and then I could bring people in too, and then shenanigans could ensue. Uh, you gonna look for a bit, Sam? Sounds good, Era. Sounds good. need to make more resolution. I can just put that there. Should dissolve this one too. So I wanted that beveled edge. All right. It's coming together. I think I'll start on one of the other spots really quick. Then we'll reconnect it. You wake up early in the morning. What's that song? Early in the morning. Yes. Usually wake up around 6:30. Not crazy early, but you know, I don't sleep in any longer than that if I can help it, unless I'm really tired. I just tend to I've got thin eyelids. When the sun's up, I get up. I can see the sun and it will wake me up long before um I get up. The forever night owl, that's crazy early. Okay. Not a morning person, I could never. Uh yeah, I just find that I really wish I was a night owl because there's certainly a lot of moments in my life where it's like if I could just stay up a little bit longer, but if it's like 10 p.m., my brain stops working after a certain point, and it's just bedtime. It's just bedtime at that. It's forever night owl. That's crazy early. Not a more person I could ever. That's great, bro. Well, thank you. Yeah. And also, I just love coffee, so tends to be around my peak. I'm not a night owl. I cannot go to bed until it's like 4 a.m. 4 a.m. My goodness. Am I married? I am not married. I am not married. Married to my work. We got a little cut here and then one here. So boom. And then right there. And over here. Okay. Well, I don't know. Maybe I should close this one. We'll do that in a second. But yeah, my hope is just no need for marriage when the singularity is around the corner. I'm being facetious. I wish I were married. I have a husband, I guess though. Why not two? Why not three? They giving away the husbands for free. Hmm. Need to cut here as well. Also, what used to confuse me is people seem to think going to bed equals falling asleep, not realizing this is not the case for night owls slash insomniacs. Probably should be at this point 10 years in and doesn't look like either of us is going anywhere. I mean, technically, in the eyes of the law, then you already are. Going to bed at 10 p.m. is fine, but I'd not fall asleep before 2 a.m. normally. But really? Interesting. That's quite a long time to be awake. Oh, I'm standing up again. Standing up again. Usually my insomnia is the other way around. I can go to bed fine, but then I wake up in like 3 to 4 hours before my alarm goes off, and I just lay there. So Opposite insomnia? Maybe morning and night person is just like, which end of the day is your insomnia on? Common law hasn't been a thing in decades, unfortunately. Really, I thought that was quite common. I love when people I hit on you slash J. I don't believe you. I think morning you'll never be truly in love with waking up in the morning. Before I got sleep aids, I'd fall asleep between 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. Then I'd have to get up for work at 8 a.m. Oof, rough. About 5 or 6 months ago, I couldn't understand fluent English. However, after starting to watch foreign YouTubers, I can now understand it very well. Nice. Good time. That's I think picking up a second language is always in your benefit. Oh, come on, internet. It's slow. I don't think the States to still have it, but definitely not here. Well, I looked. Got to get that ring then. Got to get that ring one way or another. Now, I love morning people. Not being a morning person, I love you. Hey, hey. Well, I appreciate that. Uh, I think that the morning calls sings to me when the sun's up. I'm, there we go. Let's shade that smooth. It looks pretty good, but it's clearly like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. So I'm gonna go in. Everyone has their own rhythm. Not me. Not me. I have zero rhythm. Zero zero rhythm. The curse. I mean that more about like physical rhythm, but all right, set that 2%. Do this. That does not look too good. But I guess we could try to circle them. Oh. I think we just need to redo the whole thing here. But yeah, I think I'd love to learn a second language. Add. I think it's worth it. It's good for your brain. It's very good for your brain to get that second language in there. Just not want to form a nice circle. Yeah, my hubs only needs 5 hours sleep and is snoring about 5 minutes after saying goodnight. I wish I was that way. Yeah, my last apartment. So I live with my brother currently, and he was on one side of the apartment and on the other, and the there was a sound that woke me up, and it was all the way on his side. It was coming through his window, and then all the way across the apartment into my room, and it woke up me first before him, and I was like, I just wish I could sleep like that. You only know one language. I know a little bit of Spanish. Um, I could speak it decently, not super well. Um, took a few years of it in high school, but I can't say I was a great student. I was not a good student, but um, but it is good language. The next language I want to learn is a programming language. I think that's next on my list of languages to learn. A lot of power in programming. I know enough to know when I'm being insulted. I did work at a uh, auto shop for a while. There were a lot of techs there that spoke Spanish, um, and tech being the people who worked on the cars. And there was some words I picked up that I wouldn't be able to repeat on stream. But it was they were a fun group. Oh, I see the retopology is hiding it. Man, what is going on here? Oh, I see. Okay, there's a face in here like that. I'm in high school. I am an average student. Student. Well, take the time to take advantage of your education. I'm a big proponent of education because I think learning changes you. Not to be overly dramatic, but it is worth it. It's worth it. It's worth it. Very, very worth it. Bam. It's unfortunate because really the only problem with education these days is it's just not as interesting as your phone. you know? But I think like uh that's not really a problem with the phone, more of a problem with education. Um, but yeah, I could rant about that, and I did last week, so I will avoid doing so right now. Um, but worth it. It's worth it. It's good for you. It's healthy. Make your brain big. Brain big. But more than anything, I just think learning lets you do more. Eight. Okay. You look like Harry Potter. Well, thank you. I used to have really long hair, and about the same time, one of the last movies came out when it's just like they all had really long hair, and I did get that comment quite a bit. You look like Harry Potter. Just because I'm lazy and don't do anything for my hair. I still think, and this is totally unrelated, should grow it back. And once it gets near my eyes, it's gotta go. It's gotta go. I can't stand being slightly tickled all day. I just it's too much. My nerves can't take it. There. Bam. Bam. And then scooch that over as well. But I do love Daniel Radcliffe. I don't know if anyone's seen Dirk Gently. That is one of the best shows I've ever seen in my life. It's so funny. Um, the internet's kind of crapping out. Come on, computer. Come on. Get bald. I'll pass on that. So far, my hair's not thinning. So far, uh, I'd like it to just not do that. That would be great. My only goal for my looks is just eventually to get a robot body. It's like pretty much goal number one in life. Get robot body. I actually was just watching. There's a streamer. She's really cool, but she does like playthroughs of games with a EEG headset. I don't know if y'all have seen that. Like a brain reading device. It's like that is just so cool. Um, we'll definitely have to take a look at that at some point. What do you watch on YouTube for entertainment? I feel that I have just not done a lot of entertainment recently. I usually listen to like lectures. It's really probably the most boring answer I probably give. But there's some like really cool game development uh, lectures I listen to. I don't know if anyone knows who Jonathan Blow is, but he's like a relatively well-known video game developer. He gives really interesting talks. I don't always agree with him on what he has to say, but I think it always makes me think. I've seen a lot of that thing on Twitter, getting the game dev bug. It'll happen to you. I like the idea of using a controller. Oh, for the brain reading stuff. Yeah, I know. It's so cool. Um, I wonder if I could like sit with Blender. Yeah, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go kick my router. Oh, it's dying. Oh, my internet is. All right. Hopefully, I'm gonna wait 5 minutes. Oh, it's gone really slow now. Um, going to try to weather it out, but my stream is about to get really delayed. So apologies, everyone. Lectures, as in like discussions, people explaining topics. Um, Usually, my most recent one that I really enjoyed from Jonathan Blow was one about the nature of software and like the quality of software that he believes in decline, and that was very interesting and somewhat insightful on how things can go wrong when it comes to making things and his idea of how to make things correctly. So I like that, and it's very very interesting, very very interesting. I usually try to avoid like politics though, uh, so he mostly just talks about like game development, things like that. Yeah, it's chugging, it's chugging. My apologies, everyone. Hopefully we can get it back in just a little bit. Um, but voice is good. Okay, great. It's funny that the voice is fine. Space. Okay, you get that. But if you're looking for specifics, Thorn, for the lectures that he's done, I can certainly send them to you. They're very very cool. Maybe I'll post them in Discord and stuff. Politics are controversial, indeed, indeed. I especially in I think it's more a reflection. It's like I don't mind and get like listening to those discussions, but in the context of the upcoming election, it just stresses me out a little bit too much. So I just have to, just for my own health, I have to avoid it. Should have included this in there. Sure, you can post on Discord. Yes. Okay. Heck yeah. And yeah, it should be lagging for everyone. I bet my stream. Yeah. Fudge. Yeah, it is laggy. I do about that right now. Ay, ay, ay. Connected. For a while there, at least Blow came across rather big headed following the success of The Witness. I wonder if that's still the case, Lowell. I think to most people, to many people, he will always come across that way. I don't think there's any other way because he's very much about like, yeah, just like how do you get good at things? And I think any sort of that discussion is going to turn people off, or certain people off, which is fair. Not everyone's um, interested in approaching things the same way he is, but he definitely uh, can rile people up a little bit. But it is interesting. I think that he's at his best when he's doing his own talks and like really constructing his arguments and points in like a speech. Um, Interesting. It still looks a little laggy on my end, but it's kind of fluctuating right now. Um, yeah, I think in his interviews, it's a lot harder for. I think he struggles in the interview format a little bit. Really depends on who's interviewing him. But again, I think that his it's just he's very fun to listen to because he has a lot of fun points. Um, and as someone that's a workaholic, I definitely find a lot of his I commiserate with a lot of his points because he's also a workaholic. So I think in that context, like that's definitely the bias that I have in enjoying his work. um, but his one of the things he was talking about is like that really intrigued me was this discussion of like how to how like video games can teach things in a way that it's actually like you can't verbalize. And he used his own game, The Witness, as the example. But I thought that was just truly interesting how like, and it's a fun way to think about what games can offer. Uh, to be fair, any success to that degree tends to draw out at least some haters. Oh yeah, I mean, opinion on the internet. Oh, you've already pissed people off. It's yeah. I think yeah. I think that it's fine to dislike something. It's just in the context of the internet, everything has become very it's a lot of times just a knee jerk reaction. Like, I don't like what that guy's saying. Therefore, he is a terrible human. It's like, well, okay, you can dislike someone, but are they a bad person because they have a take you don't like? Anyway, that's a whole other topic. All right, it's coming together. Um, yeah, thankfully he hasn't gone like full Phil Fish in terms of his own angst and like lashing out at people. I don't know if you're familiar with Phil Fish, but he was another indie dev that had some takes people didn't like, and but more importantly, he responded to those dislike the comments he disliked very in a very vitriolic way, and I think that uh, was probably a mistake on his part. Emotional dysregulation. All right, looks like the internet's back. I don't know what I did differently, um, but we're back in business, baby. How many years have I been doing Blender? Um, I would say at this point in this with what I'm doing right now, it's been about 4 years, 4 to 5 years. But I started learning Blender about 10 years ago. Um, but again, I think that if you're looking to learn this, that's just when I was first like introduced to Blender, when I first downloaded it and played around with it, but not when I started learning it. I started learning it about 5 years ago, I would say. Just a little caveat there. Okay, there we go. But I think you could, depending on how granular and how specific you are with what you want to learn in Blender, you could probably learn it really, really quick. I think that it's not a bad way to go at all. Um, and certainly, even with AI around on the horizon or whatever, it's like digital work, the digital side of things is only going to get bigger. And there's a lot of things you can do with learning these programs. 3D printing, manufacturing, art, game design, architecture, everything will be digital eventually. And learning something like Blender will probably go a long way, um, no matter what. At least that's what I'd like to believe. And I think I'm right on that. There's never been more digital stuff than now, but the one truth is that this will be where we always live in the time where there's the least amount of digital stuff. you know, there's only ever going to be more. And learning how to work with digital things, manipulate them, and make them is very valuable. There we go. Followed you on Insta. Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I'm most active here. Really should get on that content creator grind. Um, we'll see how it goes. I'm not the best at being a content creator. I feel like I could improve in that capacity. All right, we're getting there. Getting there. On OF. Oh, thank you. My feet pick account. You found the gripper account. Oh, that'd be so funny. Jack the Gripper. That'd be funny. Oh, OnlyFans name. Anyway, ignore that. That's got to be someone's. So funny. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! A little too wily there. Too wily there. You gotta keep it family friendly here. There we go. And not that I'm the most family friendly person, but fine. All right. Decorum. Decorum. You are also an artist. I just saw your art. Yeah, I do a lot of different things. I would consider what I'm doing art. It's less engineering than being an engineer, but Willie Johnson. Uh huh. Uh huh. Sus. Uh sus. There we go. And space. Bam. Should move this one over. Bam. Right. Okay. Phillips' other streamers are a decent way to bring in new viewers. Do you know Cade? Yeah, Cade. I don't know Cade personally. I don't know him personally, but I've definitely followed his tutorials. He retweeted me once, which was super nice of him. Um, but Cade's awesome. Cade's awesome. That is not a bad idea. Maybe I'll reach out to him. Be good to connect with other VR chat creators. But also, it's like I'm a little antisocial, so I feel like sometimes being on voice chat maybe perhaps would be a little. I'd have to think about how much energy I'd have for like a because I couldn't do like an all day work stream um with a fellow creator. No offense to them. I just don't think I'd have the energy to master that. But certainly there's other ways to do it. Because I see some people and they're like in a stream all day working on art with other people, and I like the idea of that, but I also know I just couldn't be on voice chat. Uh, I like being able to space out sometimes, which for better or worse, you guys only being able to text affords me. Affords me the ability to space out. Are you antisocial or asocial? I, I guess asocial, because antisocial would be like just dislike people, but that's certainly not the case. I love people, but I just have a low energy meter. Um, we had a meet over the weekend, and I missed it. Oh, that would have been cool. Dude, seeing you recommended a couple of Cade's videos in the Discord, super helpful stuff. Yeah, Cade's got some great tutorials. Definitely, Cade's info on how to make VTubers, like basically saved some of my commissions. I was like, I can do this. It's like, what's going wrong? Um, yeah, that got mad respect for Cade. Yeah, I'll try to reach out then. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people know the that content creator grind a bit better than I do. I'm just too small. My brain too small for that. I just like moving vertices around. Antisocial more like I hate people and people in that society bad. I don't like human connections. Yeah, I think that definitely asocial. Uh, yeah, because I certainly love people. I love humans. Every time I say it like that, though, it sounds like I'm implying I'm not human, which is not the case. I just mean that we're built to appreciate humanity as humans. Reminds me of that moment when Mark Zuckerberg was like, I can't remember what he says, something like, yourself bossy or meek. Really depends on the context. Because I certainly can have low tolerance for certain things. Um, like when my brother's annoying me, I have a very low tolerance for that. Um, it's variable, variable. Just says he can hear me talking, so he says he's never annoyed me ever. Um, but I would say I'm bossy because I'm meek in the sense that I will avoid conflict, but do prefer things to be a very specific way. So I would say that in the spectrum of the two. Um, Hazel's more like I don't have friends. Well, too bad, lol. Anyway, let me get back to my eighth sitting of 3D modeling. Yeah, that's pretty much me. Yeah. Though exercising and just being healthy has really changed that a little bit. Because a lot of in the past it was more like I just didn't had zero energy to deal with people, but now I just feel like I just know I prefer working and stuff. I'm the meekest meek you've ever meeked. I can't tell people what to do. I think maybe recommend the same thing. Just get swole and then crush them with your fists. That's the game plan for anyone. It just takes practice, and I would say that like over the last 2 years since I've streaming has really helped me become more social because it kind of gets you in the nature of talking. You know, I think I definitely got to the point where I'd spend so much time inside that I just basically had forgotten how to talk to people. Like it wasn't a skill I had anymore. Uh, so I think like streaming's a great way. You could just do like Discord voice chat or something. Right, even VR chat's a good way to do it. Just like go in and like going to talk to 5 people today, and like just go in and start yourself in the conversation and just get that. This is advice I would give myself in the past. I missed it though because I thought it was on the Sunday and it was different meet on the Saturday. Hey there, Ash. Welcome. Hello, guys. I'm a newbie blender and also at 3D modeling. I have problems with modeling human female hand. Someone tell me how to create it. I'll start from English. You're totally understandable. Um, uh, when I only realized I hopped in a VRC to test a build and I saw him on blue. um, so Ash, for modeling hands, uh, I last week I did on my live stream. I went and made some hands, so perhaps that might be a good way for you to review it. But basically, I usually start with a sculpture. Um, and yeah, let's see. Let's just see if I can find that really quick. That might be a good direction. Other than that, I would just Google some tutorials. Um, oh, I know that. Yes. And on one of them, I made a hand. I believe it must have been this one. Yeah. Okay. That was when I retopologized it. So it has to be the session before that. Yeah, here we go. So here's my stream. Let me share this at this time frame. Actually, and here you go. So there's a link to my video. Um, of how I go into making a hand. It's the hand for this character, actually. The one just above me, you can see his like little claw hand. Um, so definitely recommend checking it out um, if that helps. Hopefully it helps. Um, but thank you for asking, and wish you well modeling the hand. Hands can be difficult, but worth it. Definitely worth it. And I in that video I go over I make a sculpture using a specific method where you can create an instanced duplicate. Oh, no problem at all. Yeah, and I discussed the whole thing in that video, so definitely you'll get my understanding in it of why I do things certain ways, and but sculpting is going to help you the most, and then you get into the modeling, because organic things are tough, so it's best to just kind of. I was going to say get mushy with it, but yeah, so sculpture benefits organic modeling. Even if you go to subdivision afterwards, which is what I do. Absolutely, Ash. Wishing you well. Thank you for coming by. Certainly let me know should you have any questions. Also, if I missed any notifications because my sound was really low. I would have just joined for a bit. I don't hang out in the community enough to really know anyone, though. But that's how you get to know people, Wendy. You get in there, make some noise, meet some people. Do you have any interest besides 3D modeling and gaming in general? I read a lot. I read a lot. In terms of hobbies, that's usually what I'm doing outside of work. I got my library card recently. um, I've been abusing that. Use these. Hello, Angel. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. But yeah, love that. I haven't really enjoyed watching um any shows lately. There just haven't been any good sci-fi that really intrigue me. That's usually what I'm in there for. You should know Cade's community is really nice. Oh, you should. Yeah. Cade's got a good community. Bunch of nice people in there. How dare they be so kind? Do you prefer borrowing books instead of buying them? Yes. It's too expensive to go buy books all the time. They're like $40 a book. It's like, oh man. You know, if you bought a book every month, that's already like almost $600, something like that. Um, Books are too expensive, in my opinion. And libraries like ethical pirating, right? Basically, you get to borrow it, share it with people. Not that I condone pirating. I'm just making a joke more than anything. Do I know Tavo? I do not know Tavo. It is. I just get weirdly shy face to face. Power through. You know, gotta. It gets easier. I'll say that. It gets a lot easier. And I know I'm a broken record, but again, exercise has helped me the most in kind of dealing with social anxiety, any form of anxiety. Pretty cool VR chat YouTuber. We'll take a quick look. Tavo. Very cool. I'll have to check him out sometime. Tavo. There's a library in my city that sells used/damaged books for really cheap prices, like 50 cents or $1 at most, which is great. Good, yeah. Um, I've been reading a lot of nonfiction lately. It's like been my jam. I've just been a little burnt out on things that are like purely entertainment. Not that there's anything wrong with fiction. Just I don't know. No. My brain is changing. My brain is changing. I'm done. I do biking in VR chat with Soaring Fitness. Oh wow, interesting. That's cool. That's really cool. I always thought VR is a great, even Beat Saber is like, man, it can get your heart going. Um, get your heart going. I may have to delete this one. Close up this edge. Let's see. Um, well, that's very interesting. How active is that community for biking? So do you do? Is it like a daily thing or? 'Cause that's super interesting. I've seen like the VR gym thing kind of, Quest or Meta bought that company. Totally forget their name, but anyway, they were doing like a VR gym app. Um, but it's funny because it's just like VR chat naturally wins that battle with the VR gyms. I feel because you can just walk in at any time. You don't have to pay it. It's like I think that VR chat is just gonna generally kick butt when it comes to the VR fitness scene. How does everything Meta do is so forgettable? Well, a lot of times they buy things to bury them, which is fucked up, but that's absolutely what they're doing. They just buy things so they don't have to compete with it. Um, if VR chat didn't have so many copyright concerns, I think they would have already done it to VR chat. The only thing I like about VR chat is that you can be yourself. Definitely, definitely. Like, that's what excites me about my commissions the most is like being able to help people realize of themselves in the most personalized way, which I think is really cool. Thanks for the awesome stream today. Can't wait to catch you again tomorrow. Take care and see you soon. Sounds good, Adyash. Thank you for coming by. Thank you for your questions. You have a great rest of your day, and we'll catch you tomorrow. Start of the week. We got a whole week ahead of ourselves. And we're gonna kick butt. We're gonna be a butt kicker. Also, Angel, saw your progress on the Protogen. I'll just show that off really quick because I know you probably resisting asking. But great work on your Protogen. It's coming out super well. And this. That's coming out super nicely. Good to see so many people active in the Discord now. Like that really warms my heart, and especially so much of it being like people working and sharing their work. That's awesome. It's just like things are happening, y'all. Things are changing. I wasn't even gonna ask. Well, well, no worries. I did see it, and I wanted to bring it up. So great work. Bam and doop and doop. I installed Blender. Hello, hey there, Sky. Hello. Blender for Saturday, and yes, it seems to be a bit more buggy. Never true because nothing is ever truly done. Oh wait, no, I mixed those two comments up. Saw Blender for Saturday. It seems to be a bit more buggy than my latest version. Yeah, I've been hesitating switching over because they changed how rigging works, and I'm just like, do I really want to deal with that right now? But I'm excited for Eevee next. I suppose I could share the update to audio link because nothing is ever truly done. I did see your yeah uh, your MMD dance. Oops, turn that down just a little bit. But it came out really well. Also, I can't believe you can dance like this. Wild. But great work, great work. It's coming together nicely. And then, yeah, 4 has some fun features, but I would not rely on it for paid work for sure. Booked up for this week. It's going to be interesting. Good, good. I'm pumped as well. I am pumped as well. We're going to be making, hopefully finishing Ebonhorn. No, we'll definitely finish Ebonhorn this week. Hopefully finishing Zin as well. Because we're juggling the 2 avatars at the moment. But I'm excited. Excited. That's the plan, at least. The MMD video will, yeah, I've been getting a much shorter clip just in a test world. But the audio link looks awesome. That's always cool to see. Very satisfying. The mission level looked good in bright light, but in a dark world, it was blinding. So I toned it down a lot and changed the one mask to a Veroni effect. Veroni? One thing to keep in mind is that with those if you're jumping into a different world to test if it's like, oh, how does it look in a dark world, the how bright something is depends on the settings of that world. So there will be even more variability within different worlds. So you can go to one world where it's really bright and another world where it's not bright at all. The unfortunate aspect of having different worlds, but you're probably already aware of that. Just thought I'd say it. Worth noting for sure. Okay, good. But yeah, it can really, really change the look of your avatars depending on the world. Just kind of sad a little bit, I work so hard. It looks fine here, but then really weird here. And on this one, I will crease these edges. Bam. Bam. Okay. So now we've closed up this spot here. Just trying to fill in the gaps. Hello, Donna J. Welcome back. Hello. How's your week going? Hopefully your Monday's off to a good start. We're sitting down again. Oh, I'm back. Once again, I'm tired of standing. So I sit down. One more time. Oh, man, I feel like I just have like this little, like my top vertebrae in my neck. I could just pop it. Probably not healthy to do that. The two test worlds, I have at least areas with varied lighting so you can get a better idea of multiple possible environments, even if it's not representative of all the possibilities. Those club worlds tend to be pretty similar. It's true. It's true. My Monday is going to end in 2 hours. Well, that's exciting. I always love sleeping, so getting ready for Dreamland. Here. There we go. All right. Groin. Robo groin. This is going to be the bevel we use on this edge. It's got to be. And everything else we can send down here. Yeah. All right, so what we'll do is we'll take this section here and bevel it. Boom. We want to use offset so it's more exact, or it doesn't vary. There we go. Windio, late reply as I was in Dungeon Run. I legit was shaking with anxiety before joining the first couple of meets, but everyone is super nice and you're fine to just hang out and vibe, listening to others chat, etc. This may be weird to say, but like sometimes when I don't want to interact, I'll just sit next to people and like um that's like the easiest thing is like you don't have to you can always go into VR chat and interact with people on like 100% your own terms, which I think is very different from reality in a lot of other spaces. So it's like you just go sit right next to someone. You can even like I don't know. It's comforting in a way because you can just take it your own pace. I want to come to meets. How do I do that? So I'd love to do some meets for myself at some point, but we're discussing Kaide, Kaide. They're another VTuber, YouTuber. Um, and they had a meetup recently that I believe Arctic went to or wanted to go to. A few people here wanted to go to. Um, and I think you can find it on their channel. But there are also communities and discords for VR chat. Like you can do the groups as a nice way if you want to find someone with like similar people with similar interests. And that's a good way to do it. And then another one is discords and stuff. So tend to be much more comfortable if I have someone I know to stick close to. Fair. Fair. Find some peeps you vibe with that do meets. You can find a few streamers that have community days. And I think that's what I need to do. Or I need to go raid other people's. Oh, that'd be fun. Like a VR chat raid, but we do it or like a Twitch raid, but we do it in VR chat. Ah. Let's go and raid them. That'd be fun to do. Maybe I'll try to do that with Cade's next stream or meetup. That would be very fun. That'd be hilarious, honestly. Honestly. 0.6. Not many meets on weekdays though. Yeah, I think I would if we're gonna do a meet, I would plan for the weekend or something. Uh, because yeah, that it'd be hard to I don't expect anyone to be able to like, oh, noon on a Wednesday? Perfect. I'll never be able to go. I mean, for most people's their work schedule would not allow that. I am. Well, but that kind of goes in with the idea I've been thinking of doing like D&D in VR. Maybe if we do a meetup, I will take advantage of that and we'll try to do some more D&D or RP oriented stuff. I can use you guys as guinea pigs. Added a clip to Discord. Let's take a look. Audio could be a smidge loud. Okay, we'll turn that down here and make sure that the volume is down on my desktop. OBS. Very cool. Who's that other one right there? There's two of them. Oh, that's awesome. That came out really well. So you can target different like audio shenanigans or audio shenanigans. I read that word while talking. My brain. Hello, motherly morphosis. Welcome. Hello, hello. How is your day going? We're working on our robot friend up above, finishing up his body, and we're discussing doing meetups in VR chat. But welcome. Hello. How goes your Monday? Yeah, I'd love to do some actual D&D. I think like what would be fun would be like maybe something really short where we could do like a gladiator arena. You bring in your character and then like I try to I'd like try to throw really tough enemies at you all so we can do like really quick short sessions, something like that. At least to start with. Because I think that would be a little bit nicer. I moved my to global with RGB, cut about 11 megabytes or so. Okay, interesting. I'm on my 2-day break. Wimp. That's exciting. A 2-day break? Is that a break from school? I don't have VR chat, but I can't download it and join the meeting. Well, I will stream it, so there will be that. Maybe I'll definitely make sure I'm streaming it while we do it. But for the VR chat, you don't need VR to play, but you may have there may be something else inhibiting you from downloading it. Filming has so many nice ways to add effects while keeping them relatively light. It's true. I love PlayMD. Probably it's actually the only Patreon I'm a part of. Well now, but though the VRC Fury SPS stuff, really cool. Can't talk about too much of them on stream, but very cool features that they've added. That it definitely outclasses Poyomi with that particular type of stuff. But do you voice chat in VR? Yeah, yeah. So you have like a little microphone and stuff. It's like an MMO basically. I know you don't need a VR, but I'm gonna download it anyway. Nice. Cool. Not in school anymore. Just a break from work unless I get called in. Well, I'm wishing you a good time enjoying your time off. Do I also have a Patreon? I did in the past, and I would be, unless I had a clear project to do, I won't do one again, most likely. I have to, with streaming, it might work out well to do something like that where I could set up a Patreon, but I would have to figure out what's actually working first and then make a Patreon rather than make a Patreon and find something to do. If that makes sense. I think yeah. Feel really grateful to people who supported me in the past, but I was a bit lazy when it came to doing the rewards and stuff. My Patreon subs are a bit varied. Tabletop group, YouTuber friend, a reptile breeder, and then Poi. Started to work on my redesign for my character. Ooh, exciting times. Oh, what's your character? That's the best. Character redesigns. Been seeing some really cool people do like reimaginings of certain characters, like their own take on the Street Fighter characters and stuff. It's really cool. Redesigns are fun. They are. What would you do if you woke up one day and see that you gained over 100K followers across media in one night? What would you do? Probably freak out a little. Probably, definitely freak out a little. Um, that would be a very interesting day. Maybe that'll come. I'd like to think that that could happen, but I'm also quite content to just be doing what I'm doing right now. Should share a before and after when it's done. Ooh, that's a good call. That's a good call. It's like your glow up, like a TikTok glow up meme or something like that. But I think yeah, if I had 100K followers, I guess I guess at that point I would recognize that I need to do more stuff that is actually community oriented and would probably try to step away from commissions a little bit. At least do them in a different way. Never quite finished the first design, but sure. We just want to know. We just want to know. We're curious about your lore. Give us the lore. When was my first ever 3D modeling stream? Oh wow. Um, I did do some like concept art modeling streams way back in the day. Man, it must be at least 5 years. At least 5 years. Um, since I started streaming, and then I took a break from that because I wasn't actually being productive. Um, yeah, yeah. It must be at least 4 or 5 years ago at this point. Um, 4 years. I would say 4 years. 4 years ago. It's hard for me to judge time, how much time has passed. Just because I'm bad at judging how much time has passed in general. Yeah, but who knows? Maybe I'll be the most famous streamer ever. Ever. That's very doubtful. I would settle for exactly what I'm doing now. And it's not settling at all. I love what I'm doing right now. I think my only goal is like seeing what other kinds of projects I can do here and support myself with because I'd love to do some games and stuff. He give you lore upon her species. Oh, yeah, be sure. I'd love to know your character's lore. It's interesting to see how many different species there are in furry community. Um, or I guess it's not just furry community, but I guess if it's a species thing, that's a furry thing, right? If you have a species adopt, that's a furry thing. I want to be a gay bar, not safe artist, and make a ton of money in it. Hey, I mean, that is definitely a niche you can fill. Um, and certainly there's a lot of money thrown around for that kind of stuff. OnlyFans galore. I did when I was in college. I did support myself with not safe for work artwork. That was like honestly the thing that helped me survive was doing not safe for work commissions and what started me on this whole journey. Like, oh, I'm out of a job. I need money. Internet, pay me. In fact, I fall a lot. Worth learning. You need to get to know Pa. Nimkoita. Human and eight monster soul concept. Self race. Combination of anime souls and anima and conjuncte. Excuse me. Within the Latin language terms, Nimkote refers to a dark and twisted ritualistic magic practice that involved the blending of human with several monster souls. The process results in an agonizing metamorphosis of the human body as it forced to accommodate the vast stores of magic and energy contained within the monster souls. Um, Smaller monsters might leave behind subtle changes in skin texture or hair color, while larger, more powerful monsters can result in drastic shifts in appearance, such as the growth of horns, wings, or even additional limbs. Transformation not limited to physical changes. Human being also gains access to unique abilities and strength of the monsters they have consumed. I feel like this is fitting well with the bar theme as well. Need the privacy screen protector? What, the physical screen? From the speed and agility of a nimble imp to the raw power of a colossal dragon, host capabilities are vast and diverse. However, this power comes with a great cost. Human body continues to be physical, meaning it must endure the strain supporting both its own form and actual energy, distinct and disadvantage of the monsters it contains. The practice of Nimqueta is rooted in darkness and taboo, often associated with forbidden rituals and sinister intentions. Intentions. That's pretty cool. That's really cool. Is this your own world, or is it part of a lore that already exists? Forever changed, their bodies and souls forever bound to the monstrous entities they have consumed. They have consumed. um, I always loved. Oh, what was it? There's some manga or like Naruto, that kind of stuff, where they take on like a monstrous creature and then are like changed by it. Oh, classic. So good. It's interesting to me. I wonder how much like people talk like, oh, personalized AI this, personalized AI that. I don't know if any of you have read Golden Compass or The Subtle Knife, but they have like these little daemons that represent like themselves. But I could totally see like people's personalized AIs like really coming to like represent people's like like an OC almost. Like your AI is your OC. That'd be interesting. Anyway, that's totally different. But um, love original species that encourage lots of creativity. Me too. Could have a lot of different looks between characters. Yeah, very much so. Well, I'm excited to see your new version. Um, Hello, sir. Hokage Des. I'm a 3D enthusiast here. It looks like you're on cool. Well, thank you, Hokage Des. Um, yeah, we're on working on Zin here, which is a mech dragon, and it's going to be a VR chat avatar for people, for my client specifically. And yeah, well, let me know if you have any questions. It's good to meet another fellow Blender enthusiast. The best kind of addiction, a Blender addiction. But yeah, mostly I focus on making characters. So if you have questions about it, certainly feel free to ask. She is a part of her own world, but she is only one so far because most I throughout the process. Gotcha. It kind of reminds me of uh, when you said that she died from the process, or a lot have died from the process. In Halo lore, like Master Chief was part of like a big program and they tested a bunch of soldiers. A lot of soldiers died and this and that. But it makes me think it's like, is Master Chief an SCP? I think so. I think so. Definitely for the Covenant, he's an SCP. Gotta think back in a little while lurk mode. Sounds good, Wendy. Well, but what about your character herself? Is she like what does she specifically look like? She kind of like does she have a specific flavor? Flavor? Have you ever worked on Python scripts implementing in Blender? Yes, I've done a little bit. My most recent attempt, I used ChatGPT to make a um, call it Shape Key Baker. But basically, when I need to make facial animations, I will create an animation moving the rig to make all the different expressions and stuff. Um, and uh, and then and then I made a Python script so that at certain frames it will save shape keys. It'll bake those shape keys into the mesh, which allows me to be a little bit more flexible with making them. Flavor, yeah, just like what's your theme? But if you haven't tried ChatGPT yet, it will certainly speed up your ability to make Python scripts. But one thing I found recently, Hokage, is this add-on called Action Recorder, and it basically has given me the same kind of ability to work, like set up really quick, fast processes, um, because you can record a series of actions and then play them back. So it's like I had to bevel a bunch of uh, um, strands of hair recently, and it made it super quick. So if you are looking into like automation and stuff, I would definitely recommend checking out this add-on, and that is the Action Recorder. It's free too. I'm amazed it's free actually. Like they could probably charge quite a bit if they really wanted to. Hmm. Maybe I could. This spot right here is a little goofy. See what it looks like. All right, it's looking pretty good. Need to bevel some of these edges soon, but we're getting there. We're getting there. That is nice. I would go right away to check. Oh heck yeah, we'll definitely check it out. Um, it's awesome. It's already saved me like hours of work, literal hours of work. Sort of going for a gothic dark fantasy sort of look, something like Elden Ring look wise. Ooh, I love that. I love that. My favorite aesthetic is like definitely um like gothic Victorian stuff. I just can't get enough of it. Um, main reason to travel to Europe. Look at gothic bullshit. um, this one, and this one. I don't think they'd appreciate it if I called it gothic bullshit, though. Boom. And then this one. Boom. I guess we'll just combine these. I guess we'll just do this. M at last. Not quite what I want to do, but it simplifies it. I also like gothic stuff. It's the best. It's the best. I always loved um, the Vampire Lestat. So good. Anne Rice's books. They just made a new show based on them, I think. Pretty sure. I'm more into hard surface, like those cool looking exoskeletons. Nice. Um, well, this is I don't do hard surface very often, but I do like it. And I usually start with like doing a big subdivision, and then I'll retopologize it. But I think with hard surface, it really is all about subdivisions. Sorry, yapping off. No, you're totally fine. You're totally fine. Oh, I totally meant that. Because their world isn't exactly great. Well, I don't mind you describing your character, Mother. Motherly? Maybe I'll call you Morph. I feel a little funny calling you Mother. um, too many internet memes. Uh, like Gothic, Angelic, and Goyle. Yeah, I think the classic vampires still hold such a deep place in my heart. Like vampires, werewolves, that kind of stuff. I just love it. It's so good. Um, and there really is something about like Victorian times that is just truly like timeless. Hello, Mina, Mean, Akshi, Sing. Welcome, welcome to the stream. Hello, hello. Also, the black, deep navy blue, and Persian indigo color palette. Ooh. I love that you know exactly which color palette you're about. It's important stuff. No judgment here. Blender can't open on my PC. Hello, Kajal Pawar. Um, Do you mean that your PC can't handle it or there's something going wrong? Please help. Oh, okay, well, um, hmm. You do need to install it. Um, so as long as you downloaded the installer from the website under DL right here. So I think that you want to make sure you download the installer here. Um, don't download it because this way it'll automatically install itself. So there's other versions and stuff. You could go to older versions. 4.0 is the latest, but you should just have it right here. Did you download it from the main page here? It's true. You know, well, they need to download the installer specifically because you can download the compiled version. That gets a little trickier to work. Work seems very intense. VR chat, as you mentioned, topology matters. Unlike randomly just for a photo shoot. It's true. It's true. It's a lot of work at first, but I love it. It's really satisfying to kind of have something that feels optimized. There's a lot of satisfaction in optimizing something. Reminds me of when I first, like my very first memory of doing art was like tracing drawings of dinosaurs. That's totally what it reminds me of. It's like you're kind of just going over something that you already made. Do I know Python language? Not in a proficient way. 3.6 maybe. Um, I do use 3.6. Yes, I'm in 3.6.1. I just have a different theme, a visual theme. Sam works for Blender. He knows what he is doing. If a Blender hired me, I'd be amazed. Maybe for a thumbnail at some point. I'll be on the splash screen someday. I'd like to think so, but probably not. But yeah, Kajal, it's going to be hard to troubleshoot your Blender issues from a distance. I would suggest going to a Blender forum, perhaps. Maybe the banner, one of my avatars on the banner. Bam. I guess we'll push it back further. This spot's a little tricky right here. We'll see how that works. Hello, Facts with AI. Hello, welcome. Welcome to the stream. We're working on this mech dragon right now, getting the torso retopologized. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good day. Hello. I'd love to be a bar artist, but I kind of suck at drawing. Well, uh, well, first of all, life drawing is the best. Definitely recommend doing life drawing. And 3D models, cheat. Get a 3D model, and then you make a 3D model you'd like, and then you can reference it forever. It's night here. Okay, cool. AI, thanks. Well, it is just about to be noon here. Would you recommend taking a course from a professional and learn from their workflow, or simply tutorials and find workflow? You can learn everything you want from YouTube, but it may not be the fastest way to learn. So if you have time, YouTube is fine. If you really want to make progress as quickly as possible, then getting a course and following that probably makes the most sense. There's a lot of great resources out there. I'm going to be coming out with a tutorial towards the end of this month. Hello, Striker19. Hello. Welcome. Happy Monday. Um, live drawings and taking pictures of my W. More like a life drawing of other people. Drawing other people. I mean, you could use yourself as reference. That's fine. That's allowed. I wonder if having someone model a creature with 4 arms and rigging it is going to be hard. I always take the one arm, rig it, and then I just duplicate it. So it's not too bad. Lots of Indian audience. Yeah. Welcome. 10:30 p.m. Welcome from India. Lambo. Do you remember me? I remember your name. I remember your name. Welcome back, Striker. I didn't want to say like, oh, welcome back, unless I was sure. So welcome back. Hello, hello. I can't say I remember exactly what we talked about last time, but I do remember your name. And one from Romania. Are you from Romania, Thorn? That's awesome. P.S. Muda Arjun, welcome to the stream. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. We're working on this mech guy up above. And hello. Hope you're having a fantastic evening. For me, it's noon though. I did not know. I think you mentioned it before, but I probably forgot. I got a rusty bucket for a brain. But that's awesome. Romania seems really cool. No wonder you're into Victorian Gothic stuff. I mean, that's like the place for Victorian Gothic stuff. You were doing something related to VR chat and you asked me about VR chat. Okay, okay. I do talk a lot about VR chat here. That's my main thing. Hokage des. I hope you made Yomiya. Yomiya. Sort of, kinda, but not really. Well, I'd like to think so. From my American brain, because you're in Romania. I am. This is going to be a very interesting rig here. But everyone that's new here, thank you for coming by. Thank you for looking. Definitely hit that follow and subscribe. I do stream making VR chat avatars every day. So if you're interested in learning how to make these characters, definitely hit that follow button. And let me know if you have any questions. Because I'm just chilling. Right now we're just working on retopology. And it's a good day. One thing is for sure, Romania is not a place for developing not safe for work bar artists. Lol. Well, that is unfortunate. It seems that there is an unfortunate aspect to some countries and their cultural troubles. But I hope that is not always the case. From where should someone start earning with Blender? It depends on your question. If you're asking where to learn, to start making money with Blender, there's a fantastic website, um, Blender Artists. Let me show that to you really quick. Blender Artists. But one thing to keep in mind, Thorn, is that it's the internet. No one has to know what you're doing. That was coffee. I'm drinking coffee here. But definitely go and check out the site here, Striker, and anyone else that's interested in learning Blender as a profession. This is a fantastic website, and it's a great way to like get involved with learning Blender, seeing what people are making, and how they make it. But they also do have down at the bottom, there is a job forum here, and you can go ahead and see in here like what kind of paid work is being offered, and what kind of jobs are there. So that's a great way to kind of see what's out there and how to get prepared for it. I'll go ahead and paste this link in here. Um, but no, it's a fantastic forum, and I think if you're interested in learning it, seeing how it works as a career, definitely check that out. Um, it's not where I started, but it's definitely a site that I have used quite regularly to to get an idea of what's out there. Okay, then your yes sir Yomiya main. That game is hell of time killing software. I'm guessing this is a Naruto game. Uh, our good friend Hanma, shout out to Hanma if you're there. They play the Hokage Naruto game all the time. Seems fun. Seems fun. Character from Genshin Impact. I knew that. I knew that. No, I did not. But I did not know that. But now I do. I have yet to play Genshin Impact, but I'm very impressed by their art style. I think probably one of the most successful 3D toon style games out there, with in terms of the visual look. It's really impressive how hand drawn everything looks. It's also made in Unity. Um, so if you guys are wondering what you can make in Unity, pretty sure it's Unity. 90% sure it's Unity. Yeah, yeah, it is definitely Unity. So that was like the whole hubbub with um, transaction fees with Unity a little while ago. In C sharp. Genshin is made in Unity and C sharp. Correct. Correct. Correctamundo. I'm 90% sure. I'd have to look again, but I believe I learned that recently. And they make bank. Like that game makes so much money, it's unbelievable. Which is why Unity wanted to do that runtime fee. Please don't play Genshin. Rather, we must learn how great the design is. Yeah, I think that's the game design curse, right? You love games. There's this phrase I've heard that makes me laugh every time, which is like, if you if you teach a man, if you teach someone how to play a game, he'll have fun for a day. If you teach someone how to make games, they'll never have fun again. and and which I think is hilarious. A little true, unfortunately, but it's like there is definitely a trade-off between wanting to make games and playing games. The curse. It's true. It's true. Making things is somewhat of a curse. Just it's hard. It's hard to make things. But rewarding and satisfying. Boink, wallet, money gone, never coming back. Stay strong, Hokage. Stay strong. Well, if you like VR chat and you like Genshin, just know that there are a ton of Genshin avatars in VR chat. I came across last time I was in VR chat, I came across some people are doing role play as Genshin characters, which was fun. Just watching them. Free Genshin avatars. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, pretty much in VR chat, you're gonna find any video game that exists. There's probably a VR chat avatar for it, because people can just rip it from the video game and put it into VR chat. Which I do not condone ripping of VR chat avatars. I don't mind. I think commercial games are fine, but personal avatars are a no go. I just have to say that. It's in my contract. It's not safe work content allowed on VR chat. That is the driving force behind VR chat. You won't see it in public worlds, but have you ever learned of why the VCR won over uh, over Blu-ray or whatever was the other format, Laserdisc? Yeah, no, VR chat is 100% about that kind of content. Um, it's the main reason people use it, and it will probably be that way for a long time. Um, P.S. Muda Arjun, why am I making this? So I make VR chat avatars full time. So my job is to create people's characters, and this is a client commission. So I'm making the client is Zen, and we're making their VR chat avatar, VTuber, and then a 3D print for them as well. Uh, so quite exciting. But yeah, if you like making characters and stuff, definitely let me know. Just want to know are GeoNodes essential to work as Blender? They're not essential. They're not required anyway. But if you know them well, they could probably speed up a lot of your workflows, especially for like environment design. Um, like if you need to place a bunch of grass or like anything that particle systems were good for in the past, GeoNodes are probably better. Um, Plus, you can do tons of other stuff, an infinite amount of things. But in terms of modeling characters, no, definitely not necessary. I would say that this action recorder add-on is probably going to be your best bet. So if you Google Blender action recorder, it allows you to save like a bunch of steps into a single button. So if you're doing something a bunch of times, I would say that it's worth getting this add-on because it'll save you a ton of time. Anuj Singh, it's an online platform to do pseudo social activities. Yeah, so it's like an MMO, but for a purely social. So it's not a game like World of Warcraft. It's more like, oh, I want to go hang out and meet people. Then that's what VR chat's for. You don't need VR to play it. You can play it totally fine without VR chat or without a VR. You just play on desktop. Um, but people really are pushing it. It's still made with VR in mind, and you'll see that a lot of people can do a lot more interesting things because they have VR. Um, but yeah, Thorn, purely social. Thorn, if you were unaware of what you were describing what you want to do as an artist, just gonna say like that you're looking at the that is your demographic VR chat right there. Um, do they abuse? uh, Maybe only if you sign up for it. Hello, Life VR. Welcome to the stream. The Lighthouse algorithm God's probably just recommended me your live because you're talking about VR chat. Well, it's probably true. It's probably true. And welcome, Lighthouse. Welcome to the stream. A return, Wendy. I had an appointment I completely forgot about in my sleep deprived state. Well, welcome back. Hope your appointment went well. Um, and we're talking about the thrilling world of VR chat and all its many opportunities. uh, but yeah, it I'm really comfortable talking about this kind of stuff because I think it's important for people to know why people are into it, because first of all, it makes it a safer environment if people go into it knowing that that's there. um, and second, I think it's also what will compel people to go into it. VR chat changed my life. Well, that's good to hear. Also, outside of the kind of illicit aspects of it, it is amazing. There's so much creativity going on there, so much good social meetups, and do you mind if elaborating on how it changed your life, Sky? I'd love to know. VR chat is a weird place. Some with almost 2K hours in the game. You need to find a niche you enjoy inside of it, just like real life. It's true. It's true. Getting involved in a community, um, finding people that share your interests. It is just like real life. And the nice part is, if you're a nerd and you like video games, well, you're literally you're literally meeting people that they're in the game. Have I ever worked in product design and animations? Any advice? Um, I have done a little bit of animation. I've not worked on products besides like video games, if you count those as products. Um, but most of the time when I'm looking at people and people's portfolio, um, or let me rephrase that. Depending on what you want to do, you should find people online that are doing that thing. So like, you can head out now. Keep up the good work. Same to you, Thorn. Keep up the great work. Enjoy your evening, and good luck with your artist passions. um, but what I'd recommend, Yosef, is to go to ArtStation. Um, and this is kind of my general advice for a lot of artists. Let's go to ArtStation and search for like product design, or actually Behance might be a good one. Uh, let me see, Behance. Behance is a great website. You're probably already familiar with it, but they have a lot of product stuff. None are showing up right now, but like these images, but these are portfolios that people are getting hired for. So definitely take a look at this and find products that match what you're thinking of. Like here's a good one. Prime energy drink, and just set your sights on this as kind of your goal. Like, I want to make a portfolio like this person because I know this person's getting work and I like what they do. That's going to be my goal. But that website is Behance. Behance right there. Uh, I wish you well in your journey, Yosef. Uh, VR chat is what got me into 3D finally after wishing I had gone into game dev years ago. Yeah. Through the current state of the industry, it has me a bit thankful. I'm feeling the same way, Wendy. I'm feeling the exact same way. Um, but now, pandemic made me a bit germophobic, and I lost the interest in going out to social activities. VRChat is a place where I keep my social interactions, make friends around the world, and so much more. Well, good, good. I do think that it came. I found it in at the right time as well, in a kind of a darker spot, and it felt good to meet people that are very interested in what he's doing and see be engaged in very creative communities. It's good. Prime is the worst drink. I've never had it. Try to get product animation intuition from Pinterest. That's true. That's right. Hello, Addie. Hello, welcome. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. Keep doing great work. Same to you. Same to you. And if you have any questions, modeling or anything like that, let me know. But finding people that are doing the work you want to do and just setting your sights on that as a goal, probably the easiest way to approach getting into this industry, or any industry really, any artistic industry. I'm actually going to delete these ones, and then do this. Prime is the worst thing I've ever drank. do not know much about it, but that advertisement was pretty cool. I liked all the different colors and stuff that they had. I would steal that color palette of the like purple green one. Looked really cool. Get that 100%. I was also in a dark place in VR chat called Club. Well, good. Good. I'm glad to hear that. It's good that you found your group, found a community that is helping. So that's half the battle right there. That's half the battle. And plus, gets you into 3D and stuff. It's good. Not VRC, but the people I've met. Okay, gotcha, gotcha. But you mean the people you met in VRC, in VR chat? Before VR models, what were you working in Blender in particular? I was doing concept art. I was like sour coconut water. uh, okay, yeah. So that's what I thought, Sky. That's kind of I kind of equate VR chat and the community as the same thing. Um, but Hokage, I was doing concept art, so like making images for small studios, usually like video game related studios, not always. And it was a tough gig. It was very tough. It's extremely competitive, but I ended up learning a lot of 3D for it. And I realized that I was enjoying making the 3D models a lot more, especially once like VR kind of came along and people were just making really, really cool stuff in VR. It's like, I want to do that. And I just knew enough that I could kind of start getting commissions there. But anyway, yeah, before that, I was just making like paintings and stuff. In fact, if I go to my art station here, you can see all the VR chat avatars that I've made, or a lot of them, not all of them. And then before that, I was doing things like paintings and stuff like that. Um, so let's do an example. This one, um, image is gigantic, but so like paintings like this. This is like a Cthulhu kind of dealio. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Um, but I think now I just love 3D so much that even those projects I would do all in 3D at this point. It would be all 3D for me now. It's just it's just nice. I like 3D. I felt like with concept art, I could only push so far, but with the 3D work, I can always build up on what I learned before. That makes sense. Um, Drawing and painting is a very like physical activity. Profile is impressive. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I am proud of what I made, though. Very proud of the things I made. 2, 3. So we need one of these here. I guess we'll do this like that. Oh, that'll work. Maybe. Maybe not. Right, let's dissolve this one. Boom, boom. And last. And then collapse these ones. Boom, boom. But yeah, I've been doing art online for quite a while now. Um, Certainly a lot of different niches, a lot of different ways to approach it. But I would say that um, if you want to make a living in this kind of space, your goal is basically to um, go into places where there's less competition. uh, you either need to make a niche for yourself, like doing something only you can do, or go to a space where there's a lot less people doing that thing. So 3D was kind of that direction for me, where it's just like there's just not a lot of people, not as many people doing 3D as there are people trying to do like painting and concept art and things like that. By the way, here in this project, did you start sculpting first and then doing the retopology work? Yes. Yes. So I didn't do as much sculpting. A lot of this just like high poly subdivisions. Um, but I always do the high resolution one first. Um, yeah, because it saves so much time. I love doing that really work. In the past, I would do like subdivisions. I can connect here. In the past, I would just only do subdivision modeling all the way up till the end, and because I didn't really understand how baking worked. But now that I do understand how baking works, there's no looking back. It is the way for me. Bro, bye. Meet you tomorrow. Sounds good, Audie. Thank you for coming by. Good luck with your work, and I'll see you tomorrow. I'll be here all week, so definitely hit that follow button and subscribe. Little self promotion here. Anyone else that's lurking, definitely hit follow and subscribe. By the way, you are working good. Thank you, Audie. Thank you. Much appreciated. As character artist is also a difficult job to get. Um, the upfront learning is a little bit more. So like it will take more to learn the skills. Um, it'll take a little bit more to like actually learn all those skills. But once you're there, like a video game can't exist without 3D models, right? It's like concept art, like at some point you don't need the concept artist anymore, but you will always need people to make 3D models for you. So I think in terms of job security, you have a lot more security. You're much less likely to get let go if you make things that you know for sure are going to be made or needed in a video game. Um, like a good example would be uh, like environment 3D modelers, environment modelers. Like they're pretty much always going to have work because you always need you're always going to need rocks in your game. You're always going to need ground and stuff. So um, it's a much more secure job than concept art and some other areas as well. And for character art, I'm assuming you mean making like 3D models of characters. Um, it's difficult when you are competing. It may be difficult to get into a studio at first, or I should say, it may be difficult to make your portfolio. That's going to be the hardest part. But if you have work that people like, then you're going to get hired. Because yeah, games just can't exist without character artists. At least modern games. Um, I'm gonna take these ones, move them there. Portfolio is always hard. It really is. It really is. Um, I really don't want AI to crash this industry. Sometimes I think it's not possible for an AI model to train for precise results. Until that, I'm happy. Um, I think I'm not sure if you mentioned AI earlier, but what I'll just what I said earlier regarding AI is like if it ever threatens this industry completely, then anywhere else you go, every other industry is going to have that same threat anyway. So you might as well stick with doing what you love, um, because if it's all risky, you might as well stick with a risk that you like. um, that may not be the great advice, but it's like in the era of AI, it's like I don't really know what other advice to give in that regard. Um, it's just Yeah, once I think that here's what I'll say. I think that game industry, as in studios that currently exist, they may struggle, but small freelancers may actually have a much easier time weathering these changes because goodness um, because they can start making a lot more. Good advice, senpai. Thanks. Absolutely. Gakusei. That means student. But it would be fun. We could delegate retopology kind of work to AI. I hope so. That's my hope. That's my hope. But yeah, I think certainly there's you want to be aware of what's happening and you want to be able to adjust to it. But I'm certainly not a doom and gloomer in thinking that or I don't think people should just not use AI art tools because they're not going away. I think that I think that it's a good idea to understand how these tools work because there's no way that they go away. It's like even if you dislike AI, does anyone think that this is it's just gonna disappear one day? I don't think so. Anyway, I talk about AI a little too much, so I will stop the rant there. Uh, uh, People that use them will have a big advantage. I think so. I think so, and especially if you look at things like Resonite, people can quite easily integrate with like websites and import models. It's like I could see the Resonite as a platform just suddenly being like the coolest tool in the world because you very easily build, create, and import generative assets all into Resonate in like real time, basically with your friends. Um, do I need to download Steam to run VR chat? Yes. So, yeah. So Steam is or VR chat's available through Steam. Technically, you can get it on your Android phone too, though I don't know how much. I haven't tried that yet. Might as well get into it and understand it. Absolutely, absolutely. I'm actually going to be going to a generative AI meetup in my town this week, which will be interesting. I'm very interested to see what that's going to be like. Keep us posted. I will. I will. As much as I hate the rise of AI art, I found it useful for idea generation, mixing existing concepts for new inspiration. Yeah, I think there's there's a lot of benefits to be had. Um, certainly I would absolutely. I don't think people are wrong to dislike it. That's just personal taste at that point. Um, but I do think there's a lot of issues with telling people to not use it completely because it's not going away. I don't get that. It's like the camera comes out and people are like, "Oh, just burn the camera." It's like that's not how that works. How long does it take you to complete a project that has sculpt, subdiv, and then topo workflow usually? In terms of hours, generally it's about 40 hours per avatar. Um, but I tend to work on two avatars at the same time. So overall, I would say that it's like 2 weeks of work, but again, I work on two at the same time. Overwhelmingly, the problem has been improper use of work without permission. Absolutely, absolutely. Copyright or trying to use people's work by pretending to be that person. Um, that's no good. It's no good. Um, that is definitely a huge issue and one that we'll continue to see a lot more of, unfortunately. I mean, what? Taylor Swift was just in the news when she's not, but she was just in the news because of someone creating like AI generated nudes of her. and and pretending it was like a leak of uh like an actual like leak of her nudes or whatever. I mean, that's gonna. There's a really interesting. I don't know if you guys have ever heard this, but Google Images, 4 avatars per month. Usually, if I'm doing good, that's the pace. Um, some of them require more work, but of course, I make sure that that's worth my time in terms of finances. But generally, it's about anywhere between 2 to 4 per month. So many vertices to pull Lammo. Yes. Yes, indeed. Vertice hell. But we're almost there. We're almost there. We just have this chunk and then the face, and we're done with retopology. So I think we'll be done with this part tomorrow, because I'll be going on lunch in about 20 minutes, and we'll be done with our other avatar probably Wednesday. So I think we'll be making good time once we've got everything wrapped up. How did you learn anatomy? Because it is so difficult. I always recommend life drawing. So if you're not familiar with life drawing, that's where you sit down and or someone poses for you, or usually you're in a class, like a life drawing class, and like a nude model will pose, and you just draw them. Just try to figure out, try to understand the form and that kind of thing. But I think life drawings is it, and there is some free apps that you can find. So you can search like life drawing web app or something like that, um, and it will just very quickly get you to test life drawing. But I think specifically you do life drawing where, oh, what time is it in the U.S.? Is 11:38 a.m. So still just about to be noon, uh, or just 11:38 because European time. But if you do quick studies, Chava, like you give yourself a minute per pose or even less. Like, I only have 30 seconds to draw this character, and then you go in and you try to draw it, and then you do another 30 seconds. That's a really good way to build up your muscle memory really quick. Like, I I I think that if you spend too long um, on a single pose, you might defeat the purpose of the whole exercise. It's good to go quick in this space. But yeah, that's my advice. Life drawing is awesome. I love life drawing. Actually, just did some yesterday. A lot of times there's like classes for life drawing, in like your maybe your local city or something. Um, I don't know how old you are, so potentially there's most likely going to be an age requirement, um, or issue. um, so definitely take this with a grain of salt. I guess I do want to be a little hesitant about recommending this to people based on their age, uh, you know, but still, that's how I learned. Yeah, I take too long for some exercise because I want to make it so good and fail because it can be better. Yeah, you want to get that. There's, I think, um, the speed at which you do things helps a lot because the it takes there's like that emotional investment you have when you're doing art where you're like, I really want this to be perfect, when you want to minimize that emotional investment over the course of time, and so you can just make mistakes faster. It's important to make mistakes and understand how you made those mistakes. um, yeah, make mistakes faster. That would be my advice, because you're gonna, if you could spend an hour making a mistake, or you could spend 2 minutes making the same mistake. I think you would rather spend the 2 minutes to make that mistake. Boom, boom. All right, exactly this. Well, good. It's really nice to talk. Very informative. Thank you, sir. I will come back next time. Sounds good, Hokage. Definitely hit that subscribe before you head out. But I will be here every weekday, so hope to see you then. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for permission. I will work. Absolutely. Maybe we'll do a life drawing day um, on stream. I was thinking about that last week, and I do like the idea. There's a lot of people who want to learn life drawing, and we can do models that aren't nude, just like people in clothing and stuff, and it's still a fantastic way to learn, an essential way to learn. Are you ending in 15 minutes? I'll be going on lunch. So I have two streams in the day. One our morning stream, the first one, and then I'll take lunch and I'll be back for a second stream um, with a different avatar. So not yet, but soon. Humans result of 100 million years of copying errors failure leads to growth. It's true. True. Variety is not only the spice of life, but life itself. That's so cool. Old school. Take a piece of paper and a pencil. Absolutely, absolutely. Um, Tomorrow timing, I will be back same time. I usually start at 8 a.m. my time. It's 12 now, or noon now, and go till about 5 p.m. Or 6 p.m. So pretty much a 9 hour window, except for lunch. I like eating. I guess I could include my lunch list. Hey, Akane0203, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Much appreciated. Thank you. Um, but yeah, I look forward to hanging out with y'all again soon. I know I still got another 15 minutes, but so hopefully it's not premature to say. Appreciate all your questions and chilling and relaxing with me. Bam. It's Hokage. Okay, okay. Akame. Welcome back, Hokage. Your central time, right? I am. I am. Right in good old Austin, Texas. The the land of Matthew McConaughey. You're working around 8 hours per day. Correct, correct. I usually stream about 7, and then there's other work I do off stream, or to prepare for the stream and stuff. Um, Overall, it's 8 hours. Stream might be about 7. Streaming time might be about 7. All right, we're gonna close this one. And cut this one. Bam. Oh, there we go. Whew, we're almost there. Almost there. This one was a doozy, but we're closing it up. But yeah, I like to. Oh, you also have some free time for other stuff like gaming and watching. It's very, very curious. Um, I don't really play games that much. My cat's opening a door right now. You can hear her screaming in the other room. Uh, I don't really play games too much, but I'm thinking that with how the stream is growing, there seem to be a lot more people coming in and hanging out. My Discord's kind of getting quite big. I think that it would be good for me to start doing some more stream oriented stuff. So I think I will. I think I will do some gaming at some point. Um, Bro, could you help me choose a career for me? uh, hmm. Choose a career for you. Well, it depends on what you like. What do you enjoy doing? Cat. Yeah, she's in the other. I'll go grab her really quick. Checking out behind the washing machine or drying machine. I couldn't get her. She's she's hiding right now. If you have not, you should post cat pics on Discord. I will. We have some good ones. Um, but yeah, for facts with AI, what do you like doing? What do you like doing? Are you a gamer? Do you like painting? Otherwise, I'll be forced to choose loathsome dung eater as your career. We are getting knowledge from here. Good, good. I'm happy to share. Happy to share. I like AI. Okay, well, heck yeah. Blender is a great place to learn AI stuff, and I think it'll be probably one of the most used AI tools. Um, there's a lot of add-ons already that are coming out for it. So, Chicken Chaser, Chicken Chaser. You're telling me to chase my cat? um, one, two, three, one, two, four. It doesn't quite work. Anyway, there's a lot of tools with AI. Blender is a great repository for them because they it's open source. So there's a lot of people making very interesting tools for AI and Blender. Oh, career option, chicken chase. Chasing chickens is really hard. They're freaking fast and they got claws and shit. I'm not a fan of chickens. Well, I'm a fan of eating chickens. I have a little bit of everything. Twitch seems quite a delay from the since the earlier stream lag. Gotcha, gotcha. That is a bummer. That's a bummer. I think YouTube pulls up a little bit faster. I like to do blendering, learning, Python. Oh, very cool. Well, geometry nodes is your thing then. If you get good at geometry nodes, people will throw so much money at you. I'm not even joking. If you could do courses, you get hired by companies, but if you learn procedural systems with Python or something, that there's big money there. Big money. Seems to have quite a delay since our stream. I have a little bit of everything what I want to do. I want to create characters to rig and to animate, but I don't know where to start. Do you think first create or focus more on animation and rig? You're gonna have to do a little bit of both, I would say. Um, I think the best thing to do is keep your projects really simple to start with, um, so you can learn the process first. Because you could spend a lot of time creating a character and just not know how to actually use it in Blender. So I think your first goal is simply to make simple projects that teach you how to do the thing you want to do later. The problems with always face the motivation trying to accomplish a project in Blender. Motivation can be super difficult. That's actually why I stream because I get really unfocused um, and kind of lazy with my work if I'm not streaming. So perhaps that might be a good fit for you. Just jumping into streaming. It's not for everyone, but it certainly has worked well for me to just focus. Also, hello, welcome. People so easy to impress the geo nodes. I mean, that's hard. It's still hard. It's hard work. I wish I knew them better. I wish I knew them better. Um, we'll get there someday. Someday I'll know them well. But for now, they intimidate me. That thing scares me. And yeah, geometry nodes you is good work. Um, yeah, I would say facts. Just learn Blender, and you will find what pieces of it you like the most. If that's the direction you want to go, and no matter what, Blender's going to give you a lot of skills with a lot of other things. It teaches you math, it teaches you art, teaches you it's all these different skills coming together. And so no matter what, you'll find something that you can carry that value into the next thing you decide doing. So, but all right, I noted it. Heck yeah. I will send you the pic on Insta. Okay, heck yeah. Currently making a Mewtwo. That's awesome. That is awesome. The character I always wanted to be good at in Smash Bros, but could never quite get working properly. Bam, bam, 0, and 0. Boom, boom. There we go. Nice. Nice. Okay, we are so close to done with this chunk of body. Thanks for the guidance. Absolutely, Thax. Absolutely. My pleasure. I certainly am happy to share what I've learned because I was definitely in your position as well. You are sculpting in Blender, right? I do sculpting. Right now, I'm not sculpting at the moment, but it is a big part of my workflow. If you go back to last Monday in my streams, if you go a week ago in my streams, you'll see me sculpting. I have a video on that. What's your next project? We're actually working on two at the moment. So right now I'm working on the Mech Dragon above me, and then I'm also working on a Minotaur right here. There's a Minotaur above me, and so that'll be my project after lunch. We're switching to him, and we're gonna finish him up. I think we'll be able to get to painting him today, which will be awesome. Excuse me. Oh, goodness. And then after that, I have another. I have a collaboration I'm working on with the wonderful creator Lindy, and I will be making an avatar we're going to be selling together. So I'm quite excited about that. That'll be kind of the main project after these two avatars. Do we have a team? I do have a. Am collaborating with someone on one of these avatars. Sorry, internet is slowing down again. I don't know why. And I do paint in Substance Painter. Thank you for the bless. I wonder if sculpting is always a better workflow to go first and then go to get to retopology. I have found that it has worked really well for me now, um, but a lot of the speed ups came from doing it the other way first and just knowing what I wanted out of it. Like, okay, I'm doing the retopology because I like my UV maps to look like this. Um, but I still think I would teach it to do sculpting. Teach everyone to do sculpting first, because it gives you better results. It does give you better results, um, at least in my opinion. I've overwhelmingly done box modeling, but I haven't loved Blender sculpting and I can't afford ZBrush. Well, definitely just if you're interested, take a step back on last Monday when I sculpted, and that might give you a better insight into how I enjoy sculpting. Um, or I'll be doing another sculpture, probably next week. Most likely next week. No, definitely next week. Um, so I'll show you how I enjoy doing it, and hopefully that'll give you some uh, a way for you to enjoy it yourself. I don't like ZBrush's UI. Same. I think it's a great program, and I see people do amazing work in it. But I always have that thought in the back of my mind. It's like, but why would you want to work with that? Anyway, no judgment. It's just I really struggled with it, but could be a me problem. Probably is. Certainly, some people live and die with ZBrush. Bam. Do I still use VR chat? I do. I'm not in there as frequently as a lot of my clients, um, but I do love it. I'm usually in maybe once every 2 weeks. I like to go in, and the dancing's really fun. Um, you can find a good dance world. That's always a blast. Um, for better or worse, usually I'm drinking when I go in. All right, bro. Bye. Sounds good. Facts. Enjoy your day. Thanks for coming by. Perhaps I'll sculpt along. I have a couple ideas noted somewhere. Might be a good time to try something different. Absolutely. The way they made the UI makes me question their sanity. How did you practice 3D for the first time? How many hours per day? Hmm. Um. Interesting. How many hours per day? It's all project based in my mind. So, um, it really just depended on the project. Uh, what I will say is that pretty much, have you ever heard of the 10,000 hours uh, idea? Well, I'll just describe it since there might be other people who are unfamiliar with it. But the idea is that you achieve mastery with something after 10,000 hours of doing that thing. Um, and so I think that all that really means to say is that you should be shooting for very regular and consistent time practicing. Like I would treat it like if you can't get work in the industry just yet, I would still say you want to think about your time studying as like a part-time job, right? You're like, I want to be putting in 20 hours a week or more, or I just notate it down in a um like it should be something that you're doing consistently. But the flip side to that is you really really want to make sure you're doing it in a healthy way. It shouldn't just be a grind just for the sake of grinding. You should you should you should be doing projects that you really like because if you find that enjoyment in your project, if you're, man, I really like making animations, I really like making characters or whatever, like then you're going to be putting in those 20 hours very regularly anyway. You don't have to like turn it into a chore. It will just you'll just naturally be putting in the time. um, what do you enjoy is probably a better question, and how do you make that thing, how do you make the thing you want to do?
this will be wrapping up for break soon. I think I'll go do the same. I'll likely be back this afternoon. Enjoy lunch. Same to you, Wendy. Thank you for hanging out. And yeah, I do think this is a good time for me to end the stream as well. Much love to you, Wendy. Catch you soon. Catch you this afternoon. And everyone else that's chilling with me, Chava, thank you for coming by. Sky, and everyone else that is lurking. I think it is time for me to go eat as well, because we just kind of reached a good stopping point with our retopology here. But yeah, it's been really good. Thank you all for hanging out with me. It's been a very busy Monday. A lot of new faces, a lot of new people coming by. Arctic, you have a great rest of your day. So yeah, follow the tutorial. You get so much information that sometimes you get very tired after take a break around 2 hours. That's totally understandable and also healthy. But Chava, I'll catch you later. Sky, I'll catch you later. Everyone else that's lurking, if you're new here, I gotta say, hit that follow and subscribe button, because I'll be back very soon with a lot more. I will. Thank you. I'll see you soon. Bye, everyone. Catch you in just about an hour and a half. See you then. Bye, everyone.